Another phrase that shows up in the Old Testament a lot is the so-called light in the meeting tent, tent of communion. If you think about it, these two objects are just about the most archetypal objects you could ever come up with. I don't know of any child that hasn't stared into a candle flame that's flickering, and just about every tradition considers that flickering flame to be somehow comparable to consciousness. Light and consciousness are identified with each other. Again, Arthur Young talks about how a photon has choice of what direction it comes off in, and that corresponds to conscious choice. It's the unit of action, the quantum of action in physics. And most folks, particularly in the olden time, used to cook their food around a tripod of sticks called a campfire, or spend the night in a pup tent or tent. So a little tetrahedral tent and a little flame are common to all of our consciousness in all traditions. And they can be understood as having these kind of dual qualities, these qualities of lack of symmetry. Every way you look at this figure, it looks different. There are an infinite number of views. And this figure, which has extreme symmetry. Tetrahedron has really extreme symmetry. Now, I could also use a cube, but the lowest order, the most elegant object of symmetry is the tetrahedron. So that's the universal, the one to pick. And again, I'm saying that this is basically, this is the consciousness, this is the mind, this is body, this is yin, this is yang, this is feminine and masculine, wave and particle, analog and discrete. It also looks like a root, a dragon, a serpent. The tetrahedron is related to a vessel or a shell or a nut in metaphorical use in the texts. When one plugs these meanings, which I'm going to tell you about in more detail, into the Kabbalistic texts, they don't read like poetry anymore. They read much more like Euclid, like a very logical geometrical system. I'll give you an example.